Hey guys, I hope all of you are doing fine. And today, in Practical Class 3, we are going to speak about the blue accord. The blue accord. Now, if you remember, in the last class, we were discussing fougères. So, in class number 3, I thought it will be much better if we talk about the same things. Otherwise, I don't know when we will get the opportunity to speak about the same materials. That means most of the materials which we are going to speak today, we have already discussed this in the previous class, which was uploaded 10 days back. Am I making any sense, or is it just blank? The blue accord from the 80s till 2024, 50% in the market, the products which you will find in the market are based on this blue accord. And we already discussed this in fougères. Today, we will just try to give some perspective to it. Would be the right word. I hope I'm making some sense. How? Now, please pay some attention. First, let's quickly prepare a base, something which is very similar to Grossman's accord. Methyl ionone, iso E super hedione, and methyl ionone hedione. Aldehyde C14, 1 gram, 3, and ethylene brassylate. That's fine, we use ethylene brassylate, that will be fine. 3 grams. Right. So what did we do with the Grossman's accord? Something which is very similar to the Grossman's accord. 3 grams each of these materials, methyl ionone, iso E super hedione, ethylene brassylate, and 1 gram of aldehyde C14, just to give it some more fixation value. And of course, it will bring that zing thing in the perfume. So we already have 13 grams of a base which is ready for us to use. Now, make 4 variations of this base. That means take something like an empty can, put a label on it, and put all these materials. Make 4 variations of the same can. That means can number 1 will have 13 grams, can number 2 will have 13 grams, can number 3 and can number 4. So we have 13 grams of our base which is ready to be used. Right. Now we are going to fill in the blue accord into it. Right, different variations of it. I'm sure it's clear. I actually thought that we will use the same base which we used to make something like tobacco vanille maybe. But this will be easier in a way. Right? Is it clear? 13 grams of base and we have 4 variations of it. Now, blue 1. Blue 1. We have the base which we have just prepared, 13 grams. Now let's start with filling in the blue accord. That is hydroxy citronellal dihydromercenol linalool. Hydroxycitronellal 8 grams, dihydromercenol 3 grams, linalool 4 yeah, it's better you use 4 grams. I hope I'm making some sense. We've already done this in last class, but today we are talking about specifically the blue accord. Right? I hope I'm making some sense. So, blue number 1, that means a can like this. What would be the contents of that can? 13 grams of the base, 8, 11, 15. So the can number 1 will have 13 grams plus 15 grams of this blue accord. Write a date, and you have to mature it at least for 15 days. Better for 15 days. Right? Now, blue accord number 2, everything is the same. We are adding just one material, that is alpha damascene. 1 gram. This is blue number 2. We already have 13 grams of base, right? Blue number 1 we understood. Now blue number 2, we have the base with 13 grams. Alpha damascene. I'm sure you're aware of what alpha damascene is. Hydroxycitronellal dihydromercenol linalool. Now, blue number 3, coumarin, 1 gram. Right? We have the 13 grams of base, alpha damascene, hydroxycitronellal, dihydromercenol is the same, linalool is the same. Blue number 4, instead of alpha damascene, use beta damascene and increase coumarin to 1.5 grams. Right? I hope I'm making some sense. All the 4 is right there in the description for you. And how to atomize it, and so what we call as the blue accord is basically just these 4 materials: coumarin, hydroxycitronellal, dihydromercenol, linalool. But we already did this in the previous class when we were making fougères. Now we are just giving an edge to it to understand what we are going to make, something which is like the blue accord. That was what the idea of today's class was, for you to learn what the blue accord is and what kind of variations you can try to make something which is like. So I hope you found it interesting. In the next practical class, we will try to do something like Tuscan leather, maybe. before I get a warning call from somebody. Not Tuscan leather. Let's try to do something else, something more interesting maybe. Tuscan leather is nothing. Saffronal and geranyl tiglate. This is the main accord of Tuscan leather. If you don't have geranyl tiglate, try geraniol. But this will give it a kind of a fruity character. So this is the main accord, the life, heart, and whatever of Tuscan leather. We can try to do that. Or why don't you do something, put a video on YouTube maybe, you know, I'll be your subscriber. Why not? So anyway guys, till I meet you in the next class, I hope I was able to, you know, show you with the best of my capabilities, to show you how something like a blue accord can be constructed. Now, of course, you have to mature these are perfume compounds. You have to mature it and then later atomize it. 12%, 15% should suffice. And I wish you best of luck. Why not? Take very good care of yourself. Bye-bye.